Hi friends! We haven't done a day in the life vlog for such a while, so I thought I'd do one. And I've had so many of you get in touch to say, what does your day look like now? It looks like you're doing anything and everything.
Circle Line train via Liverpool Street and King's Cross and Petworth.
Today I am going back to my old university, City University. I went to the business school, which was CAS but now Bays, to deliver a workshop for students on personal branding. It's been a weird morning with nothing going to plan, so hopefully we get there on time. Just waiting for the bus to get there. Then I have a couple of workshops online, a chat with the developers about the LMF network app that we're building, and a dinner with Deliveroo, which is going to be super fun. So when I used to study, my friends and I used to come to this main square where there was a cafe for food and drinks, and then the entrance looked very different, but they renovated it a few years ago and it looks like they're renovating it again. My YouTube channel, run a business, have a book, I'm my own content creator, and basically hype myself up for a living and then get into spaces like this. But I studied at CAS Business School, City, and I graduated in 2015. So this is me in the middle with my best friends. There's probably one or two missing, but here I am. When I came to university, like most people, it's a really difficult time because you don't know what you don't know. It's hard to make friends, you find yourself isolated, you're not sure what to really do with your life. And honestly, there's so many options that it gets really overwhelming. And then you have all these recruiters, careers people, individuals, alumni come in and be like, you can do all of this. And normally the questions are, well, how do I get to that? How do I build my brand? How do I make myself competitive, right? But also, how do I have fun? How do I manage being a student? And what I mean by that is this is the last time in your life, to some extent, that you might not have the level of responsibility you will once you become a real adult. So for me, you're really a real adult once you graduate and have alternative education, get that degree, and then you have to go into the corporate world and then you have to figure it out. I'm currently building an app which comes out at the end of the year, so Blinken and Bumble had a baby. That would be me in present. The reality is that regardless if you're working on a corporate or you decide to be an entrepreneur, you're going to have those multiple milestones and obstacles that you're going to face every day. It's just about getting the toolkit you need to really strive and to thrive and to succeed whilst you're learning. So on that note, what is it that you will actually want to get away from today? How many other people feel they're afraid of people talking about them? Yeah, even the ones that don't even want to put their hand up. I know that, yeah. The ones who aren't afraid of people talking about them, what are you afraid of?
I have this philosophy that there are about 5 or 6 people who genuinely value you.
Yeah.
Anyone else that wants to speak about me, that's
Your own expectations. Exactly. Anyone else? Being useless. Well, let me break it down for you all. You can never be useless, right? You will only be as useful as you want to be for yourself. And what I would say is, don't compare yourself to what's happening to people on the internet. This is really important. I keep bringing up the internet because you all are on the internet. And you can't help but create your narratives based on what you see other people doing or seeing. You need to define what useful is for yourself. The second point is, with all due respect, you're not that special that people are actually going to want to talk about you. In the nicest way, not in a way of like, oh, that's quite bratty, but actually it's not. When you are scared of people's responses and talking about you, it will stop you from doing anything and everything. People are going to talk anyway. You might as well flip that in your mind and give them something to talk about, right? And normally people are going to talk because they're afraid of putting themselves out of their comfort zone. So if you're doing that and you're doing that first step, you are the 10% of the population that are doing that extra bit. Just understand what you're doing it for. And that's where your passions come in. If you are, listen, there will always be boring work. Always. There will always be admin work. There will always be stuff that you don't want to do. But if you're doing, let's say, 25% of the boring stuff and 75% of things that really align with your passion, that's what you have to figure out formula-wise. So what are your natural skills? What are you passionate about? What's going to get you up in the morning? What excites you? And do you see yourself doing that regularly? That's all you have to think about. I'm not asking you to think about your personal brand for the next 10, 15, 20 years because it's not sufficient or efficient or making sense. I'm thinking about where do you want to be the next 5 years. That's all I need you to think about. 5 years. So that's St Paul's Cathedral that you can see in the background, and this is Cheapside near St Paul's. I would say the cathedral is so beautiful from the inside and out, but we won't be able to go there today. I am actually trying to find food from Too Good To Go, which is an app that I use. So I use the Too Good To Go app, which is really cool, and I was able to get a meal from Coco for £4, which typically would have been about 15. So a salad, a baguette, and a yogurt, definitely a bargain, and the customer service was great. This is the Bloomberg building, which architecturally is stunning and meant to be a lot of fun. I haven't had the chance to go in just yet, but I'm sure that someone from Bloomberg will give me the opportunity to one day. And that is the city. So this is the city of London that I'm walking through, heading to a WeWork where our offices are for a few hours to take some calls before I head over to Deliveroo for dinner. So I am in a WeWork working, and I end up coming to one which, okay, first, a WeWork is a co-working space, predominantly in London and central areas. So I have membership, so I work from there, and that's our offices. I came to one in Bank because I thought it'd be nicer, but it's a bit dark, squished together. Doesn't have a lot of natural light, but what can you do? I'm here for a few hours to get work done, and so I'm just going to carry on doing work before going to the dinner with Deliveroo. I had a really good time, helping students to build their personal brand and networking skills. Yesterday I worked with University of Arts London, London College of Fashion. Today it was City University and Bayes Business School, which is great. I've had so many students literally in the last hour message me questions and gratitude messages, but also they just want to get stuck into doing the work. So that's exciting, and yeah, all is well.